The weak and rattled Prime Minister was off with the fairies today because, of course, Airbus Albo knows an awful lot about what it's like to look out a window and enjoy the clouds. He also knows, because he's getting not one but two brand new private jets. Oh, that's right, sorry, they were ordered under the Morrison government, but this government's been in power for 2 years and is powerless to challenge them. Yeah, no, he's still getting two new private jets. So today, he decided to go on this dance, a metaphor, if you will, about his plan versus Dutton's plan. The only problem is the destination is the same. Net zero 2050. That's the same for the Libs, the same for the Greens, the same for One Day, the same. Everyone's position is net zero 2050. So certainly it's Labor and Liberal, I should say. Net zero 2050. So what exactly is the Prime Minister trying to do here when the destination is the same place?
And now what Peter Dutton is saying is that he won't have a 2030 target. He won't tell you what he will do before the election. It's a bit like someone getting on a plane at the new airport on one of those mystery flights where you don't know where you're going to go, you don't know what the destination is, you think you're going to one direction but you find yourself on the other part of Australia or the other part of the world. And you can't get off your flight until 2040, because that's when the nuclear fantasy will land, if they can find a location, if they can find someone who'll fund a nuclear power plant. Until then, you're going to have to parachute out of the plane and take pot luck at where you land.
Nailed it. The destination is the same. Net zero 2050. If nuclear kicks in 2040, then guess what? That would all count on where we are heading for 2050. But of course, there's an election in 2024 or 2025. And Albo believes that we're constantly fighting the last election. But of course, the difference between the 2022 election and the 2024 or 2025 election is that interest rates have gone up 12 times since he became Prime Minister. Cost of living is demonstrably worse. People's capacity to say, I'll pay a little bit more if we can solve X percent of 1% of the world's problems, while China can do whatever it wants, and depending on what happens in the American election, 45% of the world won't be doing much before 2030. That's the game. But the Prime Minister thinks there's enough people, particularly frustrated and angry, and this is sort of the ultimate proof of the ooga booga of Peter Dutton. But we've got into such detail every night because I know you're going to have to debate this with your friends and family over the next few days. I've shown you where this started with a couple of lines in the Australian newspaper willfully misinterpreted, to now what we now know towards the end of the week is the government is getting ready to go as high as 75%, while they can't currently even achieve 43%. And Peter Dutton says, let's take it slowly, but we'll still end up in the same place. Who knows what will happen? Trump winning or losing will be a big factor in whether that policy hurts or helps the coalition.